Hello students, I hope all of you are fit and fine. Today we are going to deal with the poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers written by Adrian Rich. Now let's have the brief introduction about the poet. Adrian Cecil Rich was born in 1929 and died in 2012. She was an American poet, essayist, and feminist, one of the most widely read and influenced poets of the second half of the 20th century. She talks about a woman's experiences in her married life. She has tried to explore the inner feelings of a woman who is living under the dominance of man. Let's have the brief introduction about the poem. In the poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, a woman expresses her suppressed feelings through her art. Aunt Jennifer is the victim of the male dominated society. She has no one to tell her the mental and physical pain. She makes a picture of a graceful and powerful tiger to convey her deeper feelings. Now, dear students, let's read the poem once. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the man beneath the tree. They pace in sleek, chivalric certainty. Aunt Jennifer's finger, fluttering through her wool, find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. When Aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Dear students, let's once again go through the stanza 1. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the man beneath the tree. They pace in sleek, chivalric certainty. Now, let's have the explanation of the stanza 1. The poet is talking about a lady whom she addresses as Aunt Jennifer. She is embroidering a piece of cloth. It could be a tablecloth or wall hanging. The pattern shows tigers who are moving and jumping around all over the fabric. They are bright yellow in color, like the color of the topaz stone. The dense green forest background is their home. They are proud and fearless citizens of the forest. Here is a contrast between Aunt Jennifer and her tigers. The tigers are fearless, but this lady who is embroidering them is not so. The tigers look elegant, shining, and full of the gentleman's grace. Now let's have the paraphrase of the stanza 1. The poet is describing a lady whom she addresses as Aunt Jennifer. She says that Aunt Jennifer is doing embroidery on a piece of cloth, which could be a tablecloth or a wall hanging. She has designed it with beautiful tigers, which are running fearlessly in the forest green. She has described their beauty by comparing them with the precious yellow stone known as topaz. She says that they appear bright yellow in the green background of the forest. They are fearless and they are not affected by the presence of men. Here we can sense the contrast of behavior between the tigers and ant. Though the tigers designed by her are fearless, but she herself is afraid of her husband. Further, the poet says that the tigers are proud and fearless citizens of the forests. They are very shiny and elegant. Now, dear students, let's look at literary devices in stanza 1. Rhyming scheme employed by the poet is AABB, then figure of speech is anaphora, use of same word in two consecutive lines, they do not and they pace in. You will find metaphor too. A use of topaz to describe yellow color of the tigers. Now let's go through the stanza 2. Aunt Jennifer's fingers, fluttering through her wool, find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Now let's have the explanation. The lady's fingers are trembling with the fear of her husband. She is pursuing her hobby in her free time, but probably she is still afraid of her husband who couldn't scold her. Her fingers are so tired of working endlessly all her life. The needle is also heavy for her to pull out of the cloth. The words Uncle Wedding's band, as the band was brought by her husband, it is his still today. The lady is dependent on her husband. She is still burdened by the weight of the ring. Weight means the encirclement or trap that has fallen upon her by getting married to him. She has been burdened by the obligations of married life, has become the man's property. She has been living a demanding life due to which she has worn out in her old age. Now let's see the paraphrase of the stanza 2. Here the poet describes the fear of Aunt Jennifer towards her husband. She says that while she is doing embroidery, her fingers are quivering, shaking with fear of her husband. Her husband doesn't approve of her hobby of embroidery. Therefore, she trembles while she is embroidering the piece of cloth. It has become difficult for her to pull her needle up and down. Then she describes the wedding ring which was given by uncle to Aunt Jennifer on her wedding day. She says it is a kind of burden for her to wear this ring. She has been tortured by her husband so much that the wedding ring, which could have been a beautiful gift for her, seems like a burden to her. She has faced so many difficulties in her married life that the little ring is described as a heavy band on her trembling fingers. This means that the ring is associated with some bad experiences in the form of torture she has faced because of her husband's dominating behavior. Now let's look at the literary devices. Rhyming scheme employed by the poet is AABB, alliteration, the sound of f or is repeated in the word finger fluttering. Now let's go through the third stanza. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ring with the ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panels that she made will go on prancing proud and unafraid. Let's have the explanation. Her wish to live a free, fearless life is indicated by her choice of design, that is, tigers. It shows her innermost desire of being strong, fearless, which has been overpowered by her husband. Probably her ordeal will end upon her death. Her frightened, shaking fingers will be put to rest. But still, even after the death, the ring shall remain on her hand. That is, her husband's rule over her is not yet over. After her death, her desire of freedom and fearlessness shall remain alive in these tigers which she has embroidered. Now, let's have the paraphrase of the stanza 3. The poet says that one can easily sense Anne's desire for freedom and fearlessness through her design of tigers. Further, she says that it is not possible for Anne to achieve this freedom during her lifetime. She will attain it only after her death. But here also the irony of her life is that still she will be tied up with shackles in the form of her husband's wedding ring. The ring was the sole proof of the tortures which she had faced from her husband. On the other hand, there are tigers designed by Aunt Jennifer, which will always depict her desire of living a fearless life by jumping proudly and bravely on the piece of cloth. Now let's look at the literary devices used in stanza 3. Rhyming scheme as usual, A A B B. You will find repetition too. Alliteration. The sound of P is repeated in the words prance and proud. Now, dear students, let's look the contradiction between Aunt Jennifer's life and her artwork. Aunt Jennifer, she is fearful, while the tigers which she had made on a piece of cloth are fearless. Aunt Jennifer is submissive by nature, while the tigers are aggressive in nature. Aunt Jennifer is no more denizen, while the tigers, they are denizens, as they are living in their own world. Aunt Jennifer, she is timid, while the tigers, they are bold. Aunt Jennifer is frightened from man, while the tigers, they do not fear of man. Aunt Jennifer does not have self dignity, while these tigers have self dignity. Aunt Jennifer is diffident, while the tigers are confident. Aunt Jennifer, she is mortal in nature, while her artwork, they are immortal in nature. Thank you, students, for watching my video. Stay home and be safe. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.